I don't know why my brain immediately went to like a baby hippo, but that's the thing is like it's just like on Tiger King.
I can see you as a baby hippo.
It's all cute and everything. Like once it's a baby, but dude, a full-grown hippo would could bite you in half. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Too Much to Say, the podcast where we have too much to say and then some. My name is Duncan, and then some. My name is Duncan, and joining me are my fabled and mystical co-hosts. Of course, we have the lovely and luscious Eric Bartolotta.
Hello. Luscious.
How are you doing, sir?
Man, I'm doing great. I'm just in my house for the weekend, basically.
Just hold up, huh?
Yeah, I'm excited to have our Heroshot foreign correspondent, Garrett Davidson, on the show.
Hey. Speaking of which, joining us from afar, from lands afar, from far, far away, my biological father and yours.
Wow.
G-Daddy Garrett Davidson.
Hey man, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going,
the
Dad?
whole daddy thing. You're older than me, so that's weird.
I'm not older than I'm like a month older than you.
You're still a month older.
Still impossible.
I don't think so. So
Duncan has a very strong fantasy about that.
No, dude, it's just like it's G-Daddy is my daddy, your daddy. He's everyone's daddy.
I get it. Okay. Who's in this?
You know what I mean?
Kenny's showing up.
Oh.
Kenny's taking a trip to San Francisco.
Kendall just hopped in. Kendall, hey, what's going on, man?
Dude, that's great.
Oh, he's gone.
Oh, he's gone.
Dude, it's going to be so funny on this show when he just pops in for 10 seconds and leaves.
Dude, I looked over because my computer is actually over here, and I'm like, what is going Dude. For those listening, Kendall, our buddy Kendall, just who was privy to the Zoom login, hopped in the chat for about, 2 seconds, 3 seconds.
2 seconds.
And then he didn't even say anything.
He just kind of, it's almost like he danced a little bit, maybe? Yeah,
in front of the Golden Gate Bridge. That was pretty good.
I almost tried to do a background, but maybe I'll do backgrounds before some other ones.
Dude, I've got a green screen now. I could be like, yo, I'm in New York. Let's go to a Broadway show.
Huh. Yeah, everyone's favorite New York pastime. Broadway shows. Let's go get some pizza and go see a Broadway show.
So I think it's pretty obvious that we are not doing this. We're not recording the typical way that we have in the past, which has led us to the luxury of Garrett being able to join us in this week's edition of Too Much to Say. Why, Eric? Why are we recording like this? I mean, it's not like people couldn't put it together for themselves.
We're just recording remotely because of the pandemic going on, so we don't want to be around each other.
Yeah, these are the quarantine
Garrett literally
days.
can't be around us right now, so
right. Can't.
But yeah, I like your Batman in the corner, by the way.
Thank you. It's actually for Batman, so
who?
I'll have to get him for the next one.
Where is my Batman mask? I think it's somewhere here.
Let's that Batman back there.
I lost my train of thought. Yeah. So we are what do you call it? Video conferencing the podcast.
Video conferencing, like adults.
Yeah. For those a little peek behind the curtain, you might realize that we actually do record these sort of ahead of time, which is why the last two podcasts were still us and Isaac, if people couldn't put that together.
Uh-huh.
And I see you now, Eric.
Okay, I'll put it away. I don't like wearing it without the mustache.
Yeah, it's not the same. It's really not the same.
That's the real Kyle. Yeah.
That's a story have we ever told that story of Mustache Batman? I'm sure we have.
On Too Much to Say? I'm sure it's been brought
Too
up
Much to
here.
Say.
We'll have to have an edition.
We'll do kids' birthday parties. As a topic,
kids' birthday parties one day.
But our own history, not like other kids.
Let's say that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But dude, I think this is actually working out pretty good though. The reason why I'm not a huge fan of video conferencing podcasts and stuff like this is because of the lag. But this is actually pretty good. I think it's working out all right.
Dude, Zoom looks like it's pretty solid. Yeah.
Yeah, we're using Zoom for this particular
Zoom.
Zaboom, or Zoom, I was about to say Zaboomafoo. You remember Zaboomafoo?
Oh yeah, the freaky little lemur thing. Was he a lemur? Or was it, is it Zaboomafoo? How do you say it? Zaboomafoo?
With the Kratt brothers.
The Kratt brothers. What?
Garrett, do you have a cat?
No, that's my child.
Oh. No wonder. Speaking of cats, a little bit of a
dude, this was Kenny jumping in the video a second ago.
There he is.
There he is. That's pretty funny. Speaking of cats and lemurs, we're here to talk this week about something very near and dear, I think, to all of our hearts, and that is the pets that we have loved over the course of our lifetimes. Now, this could be just about anything. It could be pets from childhood. It could be pets that we have currently. But I think it's worth talking about in this political climate to talk about our pets.
All right.
Interesting segue.
Should I go on? Should I save why we picked this topic? Maybe for a little bit later.
Why did you pick this topic? Did you tell us?
I told you why I picked this topic.
Dude. Oh no. Okay, you told me. Okay, sorry. You told me. Sorry. Okay.
I mean, I can go ahead. Yeah, it's a bummer. It's really sad. I don't want to get the podcast stuff on a bad foot, but or a sad note, a bad paw. We had to put down one of our family dogs last week, and it was not fun. And I thought that it would be worth sort of reminiscing about pets from our childhood or pets, that we have now. And Abigail, Garrett, Eric, I don't think you ever had the chance to meet Abigail, did you?
I was gonna say I didn't recognize when I saw your and your mom's post. Where was Abigail living when I had been over to her house?
Okay, so yeah, it's actually a little bit complicated. We had two dogs for but we had Chevy and
Barkley.
Abigail.
I like Barkley.
That's okay. So Barkley is my mom's dog. My mom has those
Barkley.
3 little dogs that live at her house. Chevy and Abigail were our family dogs for years. When we were all living at my parents' house, they were our family pets. But technically they were my brother's dogs. So when he bought a house and moved out and everything like that, they were actually living at my brother's house. Garrett had the chance to meet Chevy and Abigail. He actually, when Garrett and I lived together, when we were roommates several years ago, I actually brought both of them over to the house that one time, and I went on like a date that night, like a Tinder date, and I came back and you were like, dude, Abigail freaked out when you left.
You did. She missed Unky Dunky. So
yeah.
How was the date?
That's what Eric got out of that.
Well,
I just assume there's probably an interesting story behind it. Yeah.
She's married now. She has her own dogs. Dude, I remember the interesting thing about her dog was she had a lab, like a brown lab, and I don't remember its name, so forgive me. But I was like, oh, he looks pretty old. Why? It's cool that he's gets around as easy as he does for as old as he is. And she was like, no, he's 2. But for some reason, her dog had this white face, even though it was a brown lab. It was the weirdest thing I'd ever seen anything like that before. Chevy and Abigail had both gotten pretty white there at the end. Chevy was our other dog that actually,
got hit by a truck and survived.
He did get hit by a truck. Yeah, he got loose one time at my brother's house and ran out onto what's the road that CBU is on? East Parkway? Yeah, I think it's East Parkway. And dude, he got hit by a freaking a garbage truck And
So who
we
let
thought,
the dog out?
Yeah,
Who?
that was bad. That was a little too soon.
Oh, I'm sorry,
no,
Abigail.
No. Chevy. Well, we had to put Chevy
You're
down.
talking about Chevy.
Yeah, we had to put Chevy down about a year ago.
Okay.
Which that was rough also. But both of them were incredibly old. Even when Chevy got hit by that truck, he was probably 12 years old when he got hit by that truck. And dude, he like took it like a champ, man. He was out of commission. Like he was in the vet for like 3 days, but he ended up bouncing back, but he was already sort of in a pretty bad state at that point. I don't know. I mean, I want to bring it to you guys in regards to our pet adventures. The question that I want to ask you guys is, so I currently live alone and I would love to have a dog.
A corgi.
I've never had a dog of my own. That's the thing. Growing up, I've had hamsters, I've had turtles, I've had fish.
Okay, let's go through. I want to hear about Kevin the hamster first.
Kevin the hamster. Okay, that's a pretty interesting story. So I got what
this
year?
is real quick. I'm sorry. It's so weird that we're talking to Duncan, but it looks like Duncan's talking to someone else completely. Like the way we see it.
I like it. The way I feel like he's texting me like that too. He's like texting me.
I guess I could have moved my computer over to the side and would have
Too late now. We've come too far.
We've come too far. Kevin the hamster.
Look at me.
So I forget what year Home Alone came out.
90,
probably like
93, 4?
Something like that. Kevin the hamster was so aptly named for Kevin McAllister from Home Alone. He was my first. I think he was probably my first like real pet. I don't know if I had anything before that. I was young enough to the point to where like Kevin was my pet, but I really didn't do anything for it because I was like a little kid. And that ultimately leads to Kevin's untimely demise. Kevin, my dad was cleaning Kevin's cage one night and he, I guess, left the cage door opened, unlocked, something like that. He got out in the night at some point. His cage was next to the sink in the kitchen because I guess that's to keep it easier from cleaning it and things like that. So it was right next to the kitchen sink. He got into the sink, into the drain, and that's kind of where the story ends. It's not as bad as you think because he didn't get, ground up or anything like that. He
got stuck in the sink though?
Dude, I don't really know what happened. So this was, it's funny, oddly enough, or at least this is what my parents tell me. The night that this happened was the night that OJ was in the white Bronco running from police, like trying to get to Mexico.
So much like Kevin was in a pipe just running away from you.
He was just trying to escape.
He murdered your childhood.
Yeah. Man. So I don't know really what happened. I don't know what time of year this was because I don't know if it was... So the next day, I can still, dude, this is one of those things from like your childhood where like, I don't remember a whole lot about my childhood, but I remember vividly looking at this dead hamster. He was frozen and like, I don't know if it was like rigor mortis. Yeah. I woke up the next morning and like, I think it was my dad, like had a pair of gloves on and was like, there he is. Take a look at him. And he was like frozen.
As soon as you woke up?
Yeah. I remember waking up the next morning and like
savage.
And my dad was like, sorry, Kevin's no longer with us. And
the OJ chase, by the way, was in June.
Okay, so see, that was because it must have been just like rigor mortis because I distinctly remember him like frozen in time with his eyes open, and I've always thought that it must have gotten cold that night, but in June, I guess it couldn't have gotten that cold.
Oh, the pipes got a little chilly.
Yeah.
So really, Kevin McAllister just trying to stay in, and your Kevin was trying to escape.
Basically,
yeah, exactly. That's how. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Eric, did you ever have a hamster?
That's the only
Never.
memory
I've
I
always
have.
wanted a
of
hamster
Kevin.
or a turtle. Duncan's had both animals I like, and he.
I had a
Dude.
hamster. A hamster was my first animal as well.
I think that's pretty common. Do you remember what your hamster's name was, Garrett?
Yeah, it was Handy, and the reason it was named Handy was because we had a dog named Dandy, and dog with D, Dandy, and then hamster with an H, Handy. So
Interesting.
that's the gist of that story. Yeah,
That's
I
an
don't want
unfortunate
to-
name for a hamster.
Yeah, I don't want to go through the deaths of all of our pets necessarily, because that would make for a pretty bummer of a podcast.
morbid podcast.
What was your first pet, Eric?
My aunt took my brother and I to a fish store, or not a fish store. I'm sorry, it was like a Petco or something, or a PetSmart, and she bought us each a goldfish.
It was a red lobster.
It was a red lobster. I named mine Goofy. Andrew named his Uncle Fester because he liked the Addams Family a lot.
Addams Family.
So we had
That's pretty funny.
We had a goldfish named Uncle Fester.
That's awesome.
But yeah,
dude, that's the bad thing about fish like that, dude. They never last that long.
no, I don't even remember. Like, I feel like we went and got the fish, and you could have told me that we just threw him out in the parking lot because I don't. Well, I remember him at the house a little bit, but I don't remember like anything else about it. Like, that's it.
Dude,
That's
fish.
the whole memory.
I know
Yeah.
y'all probably. Do y'all remember Cecil's grocery stores?
Of course.
I don't. I think I've heard the
okay.
name, but I don't think I was
think-
around when it was there.
I think Cecil's is what eventually turned into Schnucks, which then
Yes.
got merged into Kroger. So a brand new Cecil's open where the Guitar Center is in Wolfshays now. I remember going there the day that it opened, and they had this giant fish tank of like you could like scoop up. It was like a game. You could scoop up a fish and you could take it home in a bag. And I was like, oh, yeah, I want to do that. And so I scooped up a little tiny little goldfish. And we had a beta fish at the time. And I don't know why my parents thought this was a good idea to put the two fish in the same tank, because we put the
Goldfish
fish
are
in
mean.
the tank with the beta fish. And dude, we left and came back later that day, and that goldfish was gone. I didn't even have a chance to name it. It was like literally eaten a lot. It was completely gone.
I'm sorry. Cecil's was a grocery store, but you could buy like pet fish there.
No, it was like, because this was like a brand new Cecil's. They were doing like
It's like a grand opening deal.
it was like a grand
Oh, okay,
opening
okay.
thing, and they were like,
I was
and they
like,
were
that's
like,
interesting.
hey,
Because I know Walmart,
yeah,
you could, you know.
oh yeah, you could get fish out of yeah. Do they still do that? Dude, by the way, do y'all get
I don't
bummed
think
out
I've
when you
seen
go to a
fish
pet
in a
store?
Walmart. I don't.
I
go
get
to
bummed
pet
out when I
stores,
go to
to be honest.
pet stores.
Why do
Yeah.
you get bummed out?
I don't know, because I just feel bad for like, dude, when I was a kid, I wanted a ferret so bad, and I
Ugh.
wanted a ferret and I wanted tree frogs, little tiny tree frogs, and
Dude, we got to fulfill every childhood want of yours because it's just fascinating.
Yeah.
That's the
I didn't
pet
even
you could get. Since you can't get a dog, get a ferret.
Dude, get a tree frog. Get a bunch of little tree frogs and stuff and put them in your house.
I might get some tree frogs. Yeah, dude. See, that's the thing is like right now where I'm at is like I don't want to get a dog because when that time comes, like putting down Chevy and Abigail here and recently, it's like I don't want to have to go through that. You know, I don't want to put myself through that. And
Yeah,
I feel
so
like no.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. It's what were you gonna say?
No, go ahead. I want you to go ahead.
I've already forgotten it, Eric.
Oh God, I'm sorry. Okay, so no, I was gonna say we have like 3 family dogs, and one is named Mario, and he's like 15 now or something, like close to it, and like he's starting to have like
Yeah.
seizures and stuff, and it's like like he's like it's close. Like you kind of know because you kind of assume dogs are always gonna be there in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It's such,
but
dude.
yeah,
It's such
like,
a
it's
freaking
like,
shame
yeah.
that like they age as quickly as they do. Abigail was 14, and that was the thing is she was starting to have seizures and stuff too, and she couldn't get around. She was overweight and like was like kind of like a little meatball. And
She was the best dog at taking pictures.
dude. She was When I posted about the day we put her down. I mentioned like how photogenic she was, dude. She took the best pictures, man. Because Eric, I don't know if you saw I guess you did, but she would sit like a person. She would sit with her legs out.
It was awesome.
Like a person, dude. It was the funniest thing, man. She was the goofiest little dog, man. She was very like, we rescued her, and I don't know what she was mixed with. Chevy was like a full blown boxer. She was like boxer, and I always thought that it was like French bulldog or something weird because she had like that really smushed up face, and French bulldogs will also sit that same way that she used to sit, like kind of with her legs out in front of her. I always thought that she was mixed that way, but we never actually found out like what she was mixed with. But
going back to that date Duncan had, dude, I just remember her shaking on my bed, like, when's he coming back? And I'm like, I don't know what to do with you, dog. Like, I'm sorry.
That's it. You were a good friend though, taking care of her while I wasn't there.
Dude, tried to, man. I had to pick her up literally and set her on my bed because she wouldn't jump up there.
I mean, in a way though, I guess you could say that maybe you owed me for some of the stuff that I had to go through with Finley.
Dude, I don't know what you're talking about. No, I don't owe you nothing.
You don't owe me anything. Dude, Finley was that was another excursion in itself. Having to deal with Finley. Finley was a great dog.
He took forever to mature.
It was Eric for Finley was Garrett's dog when we lived together.
I've heard a lot about Finley. Yeah,
Finley.
He's a good dog.
For some reason, he was a great dog. He was hyper. He was energetic, and it was hard to like get him to calm down sometimes. But it was like anytime he was bad, anytime he ever did anything bad, which this was like still very much when he was still a puppy. It was like when I was home by myself. There was that time that you and Kendall went out of town, and I was at home by myself with Finley, and this was so he slept in a crate at night because he still being as young of a pup as he was, couldn't really trust him by himself at night. When you had just started letting him out, like keeping him out of the cage. If he could go in there if he wanted to, but he didn't necessarily have to go in there. And dude, I woke up that next morning and there was dog poop all over the living room floor because he had pooped like 3 times, but the worst part was he had walked in it and he tracked it all back and forth over like from the back door.
Oh, dude, my aunt's
to, like,
dog. My aunt's dog did the whole like what is it? Oh my god, what is it called? A Roomba? They had the whole Roomba incident like a couple months ago where it pooped, the dog pooped on the floor, and then the Roomba just smeared it all over the place.
Oh,
dude,
that would be awful.
That was about the same thing. Dude, Finley and I had some good times and we had some not so good times when he was still a puppy. There was that time I house at before we all lived together.
The apartment.
When y'all lived at the apartment and I watched the apartment for you guys while y'all were out of town, and he was still like, you had only had him, I think, like what, a couple of months, maybe less than
dude. Yeah, he was probably like 5 months old.
Dude, yeah. And I went to work that day and there was you used to have a thing where like if he was bad, you'd put him in this cage and then you'd cover his cage. So
originally the idea behind that was we put it on top of the kennel for like to keep the light out so he would sleep. Like that was like my intention.
Like a bedspread. It was like a bedspread, right?
Yeah, and it was a huge, like it was a nice bedspread. Like it had like a lot of cotton in it, to come to find out.
yeah, I did. I did the same thing.
That was the whole premise.
And it was sort of like he had done something, I don't remember what, and I put him in his kennel and I put the bedspread over it to kind of like let him know that you've done something bad and this is your punishment. And that was it. I went to work the next day and the bedspread was still on. It wasn't covering the cage, but it was still sort of like folded on top of the cage. And while I was at work that day, he managed to pull the entire bedspread through his cage, and he completely covered the bottom with cotton or with stuffing, whatever was inside that bedspread. And then he proceeded to pee all over it. So it was wet cotton just all over the bottom of his cage and all over like the ground outside of it, dude. I lost my freaking mind, man. I lost it, dude. I was like, that like yeah, that was bad. That was ugly.
It was not good, but hey, the best Finley story though, we can wrap up Finley here in a second. It would happen to be whenever I was either at work or I was out of the house, and you and Kendall were home, and he got out.
He got out. Yeah, he was not
proceeding to go chase him.
He was great about like he wasn't. I've had dogs in the past that were bad about like, dude, if you left the door open, they were like gone immediately.
Oh, they dart.
Finley wasn't.
That's our dogs. 2 out of the 3 will just dart.
Finley wasn't that bad about it. It's like every time because he got out a couple of times, and sometimes he would come right back. But like this one time, yeah, he left and like we could not get him back. And I'll let you finish the story.
Jumped on
Garrett.
Kendall's. I wasn't there, but I heard about it because Kendall was not happy.
Dude, yeah,
it was they were out chasing him in Kendall's car, and they like kind of cornered him. And Finley was the most athletic dog I've ever been around.
Dude,
like
he was
freak
a
athlete.
beast, man. Hey, do you remember
so
that
I've got a
video of him jumping?
Yes, I've still got it on my phone.
Yeah,
but
I do
he
too.
literally leapt from the ground on the top of the hood of Kendall's car.
Yeah. So yeah, he was running down the street in our neighborhood, and Kendall got in his car for some reason. I think Kendall's idea was Finley was good about like let's go for a ride in the car. Like you could open the door and he would jump in the car. Well, we never got that far. Finley jumped. He jumped on the roof, and then he jumped on the top of the car, or not the roof, the hood. He jumped on the hood of the car, and then he got up onto the roof. And the funniest thing is there a couple of our neighbors were like out in their yard just watching this disaster unfold, trying to catch this dog, and he's just standing on top of the roof of Kendall's car.
Oh man, that was. I wish I would have seen it, dude. Kendall was mad. He still like holds a grudge to this day about it, but I just wish I would have seen it because I think I would have laughed, which would have not helped anything. But hey, you live and you learn, right?
Dude, Kendall's dog Mowgli. That one time I house sit for them, Mowgli she pulled that Finley move, and she peed all in her kennel the day that I house sit for Kendall, and I went to work that day and came back and she was covered in pee, and I tried to like make them go outside, and she sort of like snuck past me going outside, and dude, she jumped up on their bed and everything covered in pee, dude. It was the worst. Dude, I swear, y'all.
It makes such a good story though.
Your and Kendall's dogs were like, they never really acted out unless it was just me by myself. They were like, "Where's my
it had
parents?
to be you by yourself.
Who's this weird guy? I'm gonna do something bad while they're not here." Anyways,
Dude, that was the thing is like with Finley, he got better when Aspen came around. Like having a buddy like really helped him out.
Is Aspen who you have right now?
Kendall does. That's Kendall's dog.
Kendall's has 2 golden retrievers.
Mine's Lola. I have a German Shepherd Lab mix.
Okay. So I've met Lola.
How's
I guess
Lola
I've met Kenny's
these
dogs
days?
too.
She's fat. Like she's gotten really fat, and she didn't like to do
Oh,
anything.
really?
So, yeah.
I guess I haven't seen her since
That's
the last
fun.
time we were at your house.
Come on back anytime. Watch the Bears beat the Packers. It's the only time they can do is when Eric's
True.
in Kingston.
True. I'm gonna have to buy Garrett's house at some point just so it's like a good luck place.
That's fine.
Yeah. If we ever get in, we're never gonna get to watch football ever again,
Or
Nah, it'll be
movies in
back.
theaters.
or movies in theaters. Yeah.
Or anything.
Yeah, we're not gonna get to do anything.
Don't
We're
make
gonna
me
have to
depressed, guys.
just video chat with each other.
Forever.
Eric,
okay
do
with
you
this.
have any
That's fine.
funny any funny pet stories that you wanted to mention?
I can't think of any. Oh, sorry.
I thought you said Garrett. No, you said Eric. Go
What
ahead.
did
Eric.
you say?
dogs
Eric
are,
or Garrett?
You, Eric.
Okay. My dogs are what?
Your dogs are pretty easy going. There was that one time I came over to y'all's house, and there's that one that just like would like it barked at me the entire time I was there.
Mario. That's the older one, yeah, because he feels like obligated, like, to bark until he gets treats. He loves Cheerios. It's like his treats is Cheerios, and that's all he wants all the time.
Cholesterol's good.
If
Dude, I bet you got good cholesterol.
If you walk in the house or like you walk out of like your bedroom or a bathroom or something, he assumes that it's like time for him to get treats. So that's how.
Hey, I saw you come out of there. Come on, give me a treat.
Yeah, it's nonstop. He'll bark and whine like nonstop. It's super annoying. But then we have Louie, who's like a Cavapoo, and he is like 12 now, I think. And he basically just likes to sleep and cuddle up to people nonstop. He'll be sitting there all day falling asleep, and he'll like try to have his eyes open, and he just like will be like all the time. And he's like obsessed with my dad. It's crazy. He's all about my dad. And then
dude, speaking of your dad, happy birthday to Pete.
Thank you. I'll tell him.
Old Pete.
Dude, yeah, they're telling me. I said it first thing this morning.
True. Garrett already said it, so I can't tell him you said that, Duncan.
I lost.
No, I'll tell him. Thanks. Yeah, we're doing breakfast for dinner for his birthday. That's what he wanted.
Love beef for D.
Beef for D.
Breakfast for dinner
is it that way, but that's pretty good.
Breakfast for any meal is really.
See, that's like the one. I'm a great cook. I can't do breakfast. There's something about like I just suck at making breakfast.
What is it that you're? What can you not do with breakfast?
Dude, pancakes and like French toast and stuff. My French toast always turns like brown mush. Like I don't understand my issue with it.
This is a side note,
have the heat
but
hot
like,
enough.
I'm a master at scrambled eggs. Like, scrambled eggs are my jam.
Dude,
but
don't go with his eggs, man.
I try to cook bacon,
so he doesn't die eating too many eggs.
Yeah, I eat eggs. I'll eat 6 eggs at a time, and then I'm like, I can't have eggs again for 3 days.
That's crazy. All right, so how many Coke Zeros do you drink a day?
3 or 4.
See, I don't get that. I don't know. I think you could eat 50 eggs and you'd be fine.
Yeah, no, it's the I'm just scared of the cholesterol.
There's a lot of eggs.
Yeah.
You gotta eat some Cheerios then. Be like Mario.
Yeah. I try to cook bacon on a sheet, and we strayed far from pets. Now we're talking about.
Sorry, we never
bacon.
saw the dunk. Well, now we're talking about
breakfast
kind
foods.
of pets that you can kill for food.
Yeah.
Pigs.
Yeah, exactly.
I totally have a pig and then kill it and slaughter it, and for any.
No, you wouldn't.
Would you?
Totally. Oh yeah. 100% would.
How long until you're like too attached to the pig though? Or are you saying like at any point you could be like, I'll just ditch the pig for food?
I mean, obviously not like a baby pig. I couldn't do that. I'm not.
Yeah.
Cool.
I guess I mean like, would you keep a pig for like 5 years and be like, well, now I'm about to like turn you into my food, or do you think you'd be too?
I mean, yeah,
attached
it would depend on because I think that the biggest difference is it would not be an indoor pet. Like, so I don't really consider that like you don't. I mean, yeah, you'd see it every day, but like you don't have that like physical attachment like you do to a dog. Like that's kind of the way I am. So,
would you ever have chickens?
I could totally
Garrett?
have a pig. Would I?
Yeah.
Oh, for eggs, I would.
I mean, yeah, for eggs, and like my in-laws have a chicken coop, and we get fresh eggs
How
all the
many
time.
chickens do they have?
I think they have like 5 chickens and 1 rooster.
Duncan, that's what you need to do in your patio area is just have a little roost.
Just have a they would get out, and we'd have we're already overrun with cats in my
complex
condo.
would be
Dude, it would be bad because we've got cats already that just kind of roam around my complex, and that would be bad. My brother had chickens. They had like 3 or 4 chickens. They ended up giving them to a person who had more chickens or something. Dude, chickens are a lot of work. Dude, Michael Penn has like 20 chickens, dude, and like a couple of ducks. He has like 20 chickens and like 3 ducks.
Okay, so here's a question. Sorry, this is like, I just thought about this. I guess kind of as like a final subtopic of this. If you could and be realistic here, of course, but if you could domesticate any animal in the world and keep it as a pet, what would it be?
Oh,
a lion.
Dude.
Lion?
Dude, freaking tiger, man. Tiger King. Rare.
Dude, now see, whenever like the male lion came on the screen, I was like, dude, look at that thing. That's a beast right there.
Lions look crazy, yeah.
But that's always just been if I could, it'd be a lion.
Dude, I was gonna bring up Tiger King later, but I feel like just like that chick who got her arm ripped off in Tiger King, dude. Like something
dude, how calm
when
was she,
people
though?
have big cats like that, dude. I feel like that's just a matter of time when something like that happens.
Sure.
Like Siegfried and Roy.
Yeah.
That was like the first time
dude,
you ever heard
the
about any
funniest
like
thing,
big
though.
cat attacking somebody.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? How much of Tiger King have you watched, Garrett?
I've seen all of it.
Do you remember the part where the guy without legs was with the lion, and there was like those wiener dogs that were also kind of playing with that gigantic lion?
Dude, yeah, like licking his mouth. Like
was that not the
those little wiener
craziest
dogs
thing?
were like, I was like, that lion could eat it at any moment. But
Dude,
yeah, I mean,
those
I thought
dash
that was
hounds
nuts.
would be a $5 foot long for that lion. Dachshunds. I've never known how to pronounce that. Dash hounds. Dachshunds. I've never known how to pronounce that. Dachshunds.
Dash hounds.
I literally thought that. Like, I looked over at Kim and I'm like, "Are you kidding me right now?" And she's like, "Well, whatever." I was
Whatever.
Like, okay.
I've always wanted. I think a parrot would be a cool pet. As long
Dude,
as
I was about to say.
over.
No, my cousin had one. Awful.
They're awful.
Well, they'll outlive you. They live to be like 70.
So yeah, they live for
I'll probably
forever.
live to be 98.
Hopefully.
Minus 50 years, probably.
I don't want to live that long.
Can't wait to be video conferencing Duncan in 50 years when coronavirus is still ripping through the nation.
Yeah. It's too much to say. It's too much to what?
What? It's too much to say. What do you mean?
That was a hearing joke.
I get it. Okay.
That was a bad hearing joke. Yeah.
That was good. No, that was good. That was good.
I was thinking of the old guys from the Muppets.
Like a parrot or Statler and Waldorf.
Yeah.
I would say actually like I think an elephant would be pretty cool. Like
That'd
you
be pretty
couldn't bring it inside, but like maybe if I could have like a baby elephant or like a young elephant, like forever, like a dwarf elephant. I don't know if those are a thing, but that'd be cool.
Dude, pull a Rob Dyrdek and just have a miniature horse in your house all the time.
That'd be cool too. That'd be dope.
Dude, I know you probably don't, but I don't follow Arnold Schwarzenegger on Instagram, but I see his Instagram posts sometimes. He keeps a miniature horse and a donkey like in his house at all times.
Yes, he does.
Oh, you're the governor.
Doing those videos about like staying inside right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I forgot about that. They look pretty chill.
Yeah, he was like feeding them salad the other day. It was great.
You should name him like Choppa something else.
Turbo Man.
Huh.
Turbo Man. Dude, such an underrated movie.
It's pretty evenly rated in my mind.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. Dude, what kind of pet would I have? I mean, like, dude, I would actually, I feel like I would enjoy a bird of some kind, especially if it talked, dude. But I think I could see where that would be a pain. I mean, I said I've always wanted a ferret, but dude, I don't know. I don't know why my brain immediately went to like a baby hippo. But that's the thing is like it's just like on Tiger King.
I can see you with a baby hippo.
It's all cute and everything like once it's a baby, but dude, a full-grown hippo could bite you in half if it wanted to.
Oh, dude, yeah, easy.
They're vicious, man.
A turtle. I've always wanted a turtle. Like for real. Love turtles. Think they're cool.
Okay, so
and now we bring it back into Duncan.
Now we bring it back. Now it's my turn once again. I had a turtle. That was like my pet, dude. I had a turtle for like 12 years. I had his name was Mr. T. Dude, I honestly sometimes think that I bet you he's probably still alive. Dude, when I finally was like in high school, dude, I got him when I was like 6 or 7. And I got to high school and I'm like, I don't want a turtle anymore. So I donated it to the elementary school, to Arlington Elementary, and he became a class pet at that point. And I gotta think he's probably still kicking.
How many years ago did you donate him?
Dude, I mean at least 10. Or I mean, God, at this point,
Any more than that.
Probably 13 or 14 years ago. Something like that.
Here's a weird side note, just real quick. Sorry. Do you notice when Garrett talks, I can hear the sound basically instant. When Duncan talks, there's like a delay. Okay.
There is, yeah.
When both of y'all talk, there's a delay to it. There's a bit of a delay to what y'all say.
It's weird because I'm the same way with Eric. Like when Eric talks, it's fine, but then like I have to wait for Duncan because like there's like a.
Okay, I was confused because I keep noticing it, but I'm like at post production this won't matter. But okay.
Yeah. No, it should be good. We're doing
Duncan
the best.
Looks like he's like trying to warn us about Godzilla is about to wreck his town or something. Also, would you want Godzilla as a pet if you could control him? Yes or no?
Heck no.
Dude,
I better
one
have
of those
Kong.
baby Godzillas from the Matthew Broderick one? No. I would
Dude, that
never
movie's
want it.
awesome.
I enjoy it. I think I'd rather have a Mothra though.
Like a baby Mothra?
Yeah, a larva.
Dude, imagine keeping
Larvae.
Pokemon as pets. That's why Pokemon
Dude,
need to be
That
real.
would be awesome.
That'd
That
be
would
really
be dope. Yeah. Dude, that's the reason why I like Detective Pikachu so much, because it's like kind of brought me into that world a little bit, even though the movie is
Okay,
kind of whatever.
let's go on a tangent here. Let's go. If you could have one Pokemon, they did not evolve. Like, so you had that one set Pokemon. They hold an Everstone or whatever it was that made them not evolve as a pet.
Dang,
what would you pick?
Everstone, good call, man.
But we're talking more just like, obviously their form is kind of how it is, but
Right.
like we're not battling with them or anything. It's more just
Right,
like
no,
it's a pet. It's like
pet.
our dog. Okay. Dude, I kind of want to go like off the top of my head, honestly, Squirtle
Oh, dude, Squirtle's a good call, man.
or Pidgeotto.
Dude, no, Pidgeotto's so lame. So
I
lame.
love Pidgeotto, but I would say probably Squirtle. Grookey would be cute from the new game.
No, I'm saying
Grookey's a
Gen
cute
1.
little boy.
Let's go Gen 1 only.
Okay, the best gen for sure.
Another little side note here, dude. I was thinking the other day, if I ever have a kid, you know what would be a good name for like a child? It could be male or female.
Doinkle.
Yes.
Blastoise.
That's not a good name for a real life human child.
A Blastoise.
He was so proud of it,
Butler.
too. Blastoise.
Blastoise
That does have a
Butler?
good ring to
Okay.
it. That should be your
You know-
dog's name.
Blastoise.
Yeah, you need like a big pit bull and name it Blastoise.
Yes.
Dude, that's not a bad
but no,
idea.
but my Pokemon, easy choice, Arcanine. Easy.
Diglett.
Oh, dude, that'd be great.
Oh.
That's a good choice. Diglett. Yeah, Duncan has a Diglett. It just tears up his floor all the time.
Dude, you never knew what Diglett's body looked like, man. We never could figure out what Diglett's body looked like.
They
Yeah,
need someone
I
to
always
pull
like
it
that
out
one
of
where
the
he's
ground.
like swole under the ground and it's just his head. I always like that one.
Yeah, I like Arcanine a lot. That's a good choice.
I was gonna
like
say-
Haunter a lot, but I don't know about in real life how that would work. That seems like it'd be
Yeah.
pretty horrific.
Dude, that's a good question. I
I just like Squirtle a lot. Squirtle's cute. Squirtle's got a little
Squirtle's
attitude,
cool.
kind of.
I've always liked Squirtle way more than the evolutions of it, like Blastoise or Wartortle.
Dude, I don't feel like Wartortle gets enough like love.
Not
That's a
even
hard
Squirtle.
name
Forget
to
about
say,
Or
but-
Wartortle.
Blastoise.
Wartortle.
Wartortle?
Wartortle.
Wartortle.
Yeah.
Well, he's got those weird wing things or something, right? Like,
Yeah,
like
they're on
in
his head.
ears, or it's like
Coming
yeah.
out of his head. Yeah.
I wonder if they're supposed to be like fins to help him swim or what.
Oh, now we're getting deep into this. I like it.
Yeah, we have to do a whole Pokemon episode. We still have
I'm
a whole
down for that
Pokemon
one.
podcast
I'm
we've just
100%
never
down for
recorded.
that one.
That's basically completely like thought out.
Yeah, it's completely thought out. We just never did it.
Basically everything I do.
Okay, what
Duncan looks at me
Pokemon
and
would you
he's
pick?
like, yeah.
Dude, I don't know why my brain was going to like a Kangaskhan or something like that.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Dude, I could see you hanging out with a Kangaskhan for sure.
You see, okay.
Even with its
Side-
little
side note
baby
to that.
in its pouch.
we
Put Duncan in the pouch though.
I call it Kangaskhan, but have you ever heard people call it Kangaskhan?
What?
No.
Yeah, I was like,
No.
what is that? They're like Kangaskhan.
Even in the show, it says its own
It's
name and it's not
Kangaskhan.
Kangaskhan. Yeah,
I know.
I will
Some people
say,
say
if I was-
Kangaskhan.
You wouldn't
If
say
I was
Pikachu.
looking at the, if I was looking at the name and hadn't had the history of the show, I might mispronounce it because it's a weird word. But I don't know. I don't know if I'd pronounce it that way.
Dude, just go to the Safari Zone, get you a Scyther and a Kangaskhan, you'll be good to go.
Scyther would be a horrific pet. It would just slice through people.
it'd be terrible. Same with Pinsir.
It would try to like pick you up and just cut you. Like it'd be like, give me a hug.
Other-
And just, blah! Like,
Dude, other than
murder
I don't.
every time.
I've like one of the Eevee evolutions, like Vaporeon or something.
Yeah, I would want an Umbreon, which is Gen 2.
Yeah,
That's
Dude,
the purple
isn't- they're
black
like-
one. Is that like the black one?
yeah. Black and yellow.
There's evolution. There's like 8 different Eevee evolutions now.
Yeah, there may be more. I think now they add like 1 or 2 every generation.
Well, some of them aren't canon though. Like the 2 newest
Really?
are Glaceon and Sylveon.
I know there's like a leaf one now.
Leafeon.
Oh, there you
Just
go.
whatever you want, Eon. Yeah, we need to make a Dunkeon.
Ooh.
Dude, well, I would say the best one would be a freaking Ditto, because it could be whatever you wanted it to be. But dude, I kind of
hate Togepi. When Missy had Togepi, I was so jealous. Togepi's really cute.
Dude, Togepi
That's Gen 2.
Was so cool until it evolved, and you're like, "That's it? This is it?
It was disgusting." Yeah,
this is terrible.
Like, don't ever evolve.
You ever look at like the designs of some of the first gen and second gen, and then like the way they look now, and it's like it's completely different.
They went more towards like Digimon style for a while. Now the newest gens look much more like original.
Like Pokemon. Yeah,
it's the first time it's been like, oh, this feels like the first game again. But yeah, okay. Well, I guess we've gone off on a really long tangent on
Bulbasaur would be a cool one too. I wouldn't mind having a Bulbasaur.
This episode is now like pets, breakfast, and Pokemon. Like.
Pets, breakfast,
the Holy
Pokemon,
Trinity,
grits, bacon, sausage links.
Dude, how about that freaking video I sent to y'all this morning? Nobody said anything about it. I was like, oh,
you know what? I'm pretty sure I woke up and watched it, and then I went back to bed.
Hell flat, dude. I was like, that dude's like singing. He's like, I got the grits, bacon, sausage, yeah. And I'm like, okay, I'm feeling it. But then it made me think of Duncan going, eggs, bacon, grits, sausage.
Yeah.
Do you guys like grits?
It was a song, like a rap.
Dude, yeah, it was like before TikTok.
Everybody say sausage, keep it going. Eggs, bacon, grits, sausage.
Sausage. Yeah. It was a thing before TikTok blew up. Back when Vine was like a thing. I like grits. I do like grits.
Dude, oatmeal all day.
I like oatmeal too.
Dude, I like cream of wheat a lot, but I think we've had the conversation where you guys haven't had cream of wheat before, correct?
I have not had cream of wheat, no.
I have not, but
all right.
It sounds
Duncan,
awful.
First show we record in person after this, I'm going to bring cream of wheat over, and you're going to try it.
That sounds awful, but okay. I'm down for it.
Hey, well, you'll just be so happy to be in person.
Yeah, exactly.
We're probably just going to record, like, holding hands the entire time.
All right, that's what I'm going to miss, boys.
We've strayed off of the topic at hand, but the reason for this podcast was to just love your pets. They're not here for long, so love them while you got them.
Wow, that was good. Thank you.
It was good. Yeah. Nothing to say after that.
There really is there's not enough
right there.
There's not enough to say. We could keep going talking about like all the craziness that's happened with our family pets over the years, but I guess to sort of put a bow on this one, we'd love to hear about your pets using the hashtag TMTS on Twitter. What would people say? Give us their favorite their favorite pets, or what
pet would you like to what exotic animal would you like to domesticate?
There you go. Perfect. What exotic animal would you like to have as a pet? Let us know using the hashtag
ad for Tiger
TMTS.
Hashtag ad
and
for Tiger.
Dude, okay, so at this point, dude, it couldn't be a better segue. I was planning it out this way, that for a weekly pool this week that we could at least briefly talk about Tiger King, and we've kind of already done that. Being that
when does this episode go out technically? Because we're doing one that goes first.
Yeah, this one will be probably 2 weeks.
Okay.
Tiger King might not be in the public consciousness like it is right now, but I could not do a podcast without talking about it. Dude, I held off for like a week not watching it, but then I watched the first episode, and then I promptly watched all 7 episodes in like the span of like 20 hours. Dude, it's the most amazing.
I knew you'd love it. I knew
it's the most
would.
amazing thing I've ever seen, dude. I was so bummed when it was over.
Me too. Like, I was Googling like what's going on now.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to follow up with the case. What going on?
What time period do they actually
3 years ago
stop at? 3 years ago was that?
Well, it stops at like 2 years ago.
The timeline is a little bit confusing because
it is in the beginning. Then you kind of have to just like piece it together.
Yeah, it jumps around a little bit because like most of this stuff that takes place in the documentary happened like 5 years ago, and it's like, why? I wonder like, why is this now? But then like the end of it is more recent, so I guess that's why it took them that long to be released or whatever. But no, man, for those who haven't checked it out, Tiger King, Joe Exotic. He is a big
Here, kitty,
cat.
kitty.
Yeah, he's a big cat wrangler. He's got what, like 227 big cats on a ranch in Oklahoma, and he's also.
Does he still have it? Like, is this thing still popping?
No, he does not.
The way that, and then, I mean, we'll get into slight spoilers here because I think the majority of people have seen it by this point. He ends up having to sell it to another guy by the end of the end of the documentary. Yeah, so it still is a thing, but another guy owns it now, and then by the end of it, you find out that he's moving it to. Didn't he say Texas or
like
closer to Texas?
The Oklahoma-Texas line. And okay. I think he's going to like rebrand everything too. So
yeah, that probably is a smart thing. But dude, like I stayed away from it for a couple of days, like a few days once it really started getting popular, because to me, I thought, why would I want to watch a thing about like some crazy dude with a bunch of tigers? Like, why would that be interesting? But it's kind of like The Walking. It's kind of like The Walking Dead. It's like there's so much that goes on amongst the characters that, in where that case the zombies, the walkers, are sort of like background noise. In this one, it's as unfortunate as it sounds. It's the cats and the tigers and the lions and everything like that are the background noise to like all the drama between all these people who own these giant cats and breed them and everything like that. It's crazy, man. And then like they start to get to the point to where like, and the reason why the main guy is in jail is because he tried to have a woman who owns a big cat sanctuary place in Florida murdered because he just didn't.
So I've heard that.
I've heard about the way that she did business. But Joe Exotic is the guy's name. He ran for governor in Oklahoma and got like 19% of the vote, which is crazy. Like, I don't know how that happened, but dude, it's an interesting story with a lot of really interesting characters for sure. And it's just like all the crazy stuff that happens it's like ripe for an actual movie, which is why I posted a thing on Twitter and Instagram the other day of like, if I could fan cast the movie, like I picked like, I had Steve Buscemi as Joe Exotic, and I had like Jeff Bridges as the weird Doc guy in South Carolina who has like 9 wives. Dude, there's the characters and the crazy stuff that ensues. That's really what you watch it for. The sad thing is though, is like now that it's over, I don't see they're not going to do another season. I mean, unless Joe Exotic gets released from jail. What? I don't see that happening. What could they? Yeah, he's in jail. His sentence is for
22 years.
22 years.
Well, I mean,
or
this is a
like
docu series, isn't it? I mean, it's not like a series, right? It's just like
like
Big Millions. It's like one story. Okay.
Yeah, but sometimes they
So like, do you like this more than McMillions?
Dude, yeah, I think so.
That's crazy. I love McMillions. I can't believe that people like this more. I gotta watch it though still. So.
I haven't finished McMillions yet. I need to.
I was thinking about that the other day, actually, just thinking about like comparing the two. And dude, Tiger King was just more entertaining, man. Like,
I mean, I could see that. It sounds entertaining.
And I'm only saying that because, dude, I watched all 7 episodes in the span of half a day almost. And I'm not sure.
How many new movies have you watched this week?
New movies? None.
Movies you've never seen before?
None.
God.
How many movies have you seen that you've seen before?
A couple. Dude, I'm on this really weird kick of, I love Shaun of the Dead.
Mystery
and
Man.
I love Hot Fuzz. I've watched the other one, like the one that people always forget about, The World's End. Dude, I've watched that like 6 times.
Weird.
Six times in the past like 3 weeks. And I just like,
why?
I'm finding
are you actually watching this, or is this always background stuff? You blow me away with this stuff.
It's kind of half and half. But it's, dude,
okay.
I'm just appreciating it so much more than I did the first time I saw it. There's so many.
Is it on a streaming service?
No, he owns it.
Yeah, I own it. Thanks to it was a
We
was
bought
a
it. We
birthday.
got him for his birthday one year. We got him the trilogy, the Holy Grail for
Cornetto?
him.
Yeah,
and
it was
dude, he was super excited.
yeah.
Duncan, you need to have
Now-
a cornetto when you're watching these things.
Do they? Yeah, I do. I've never had one. I mean, I've had like a drumstick
Dude, they're good.
before.
I mean, they taste like
Which
a
is-
drumstick. Yeah, they taste
Yeah,
like a
it's
drumstick.
basically the same thing. Man, we've been all over the place on this one. So, if
Yeah,
we
this
could
Good
wrap
to be
episode
this,
back, boys.
if we could wrap this up,
I like it though.
love your pets, love each other, and
Love
don't love
breakfast.
each other physically.
Love your
Practice
Pokemon.
social distancing, just like we are doing right now. So I guess for the foreseeable future, for the next maybe month or two, this is the way we're going to do the podcast.
6.
Over. What'd you say? Sex?
I said 6 probably.
6 months.
6, not sex. 6 months.
Uh,
Jeez,
6
Duncan's
months?
getting a little cabin fever.
Dude.
Yeah, 6 months.
Okay, so I was gonna say we're gonna record an episode about our lives now, like how our lives have changed, and I'm working from home
Which,
now.
if you're listening
Dude,
to this, you've probably already listened to that. Yeah,
yeah, that one will come out before this one, just to be more timely.
yeah,
Um,
immediately before.
Dude, I'm like so restless right now. I've started going out and I'm like just walking around my neighborhood now for like an hour every day, just to try and like get out and not go crazy in my apartment.
See, honestly, I felt like this was like prime for you. Like this seemed like something you would
Dude.
like.
I thought so, man, but dude, like just sitting here all day, it's not as fun as I thought it would be. By like Wednesday this past week, I was over it, dude. I was ready to go.
Dude, you gotta get in the gaming.
Wednesday I went over to my mom's house and I watched Masked Singer, and dude, I was so excited to like go over and like hang out with someone,
All right,
be with other people.
You know what I'm gonna do this week, Duncan?
What?
You can open up your blinds to your patio. I'm gonna come have lunch with you, but we're gonna have the door closed.
Dude, yeah, it's gonna be like a bubble boy.
Yeah, that'll be cool. Be a good time.
All right, folks, let's put a kibosh on this one, huh? Love your pets, love your friends and your family. Just don't touch them. And
Eat breakfast.
Yeah. Eat breakfast.
Out of context,
and,
that is. Just people are like, "What?"
maybe this time right now, it's an interesting time. It's an interesting
boy.
period in all of our lives. I think this is a period to reflect on the choices you've made in your life and realize this is a fresh start. This can be a fresh start for so many people. That's what I'm considering it. And the future is going to be different.
All right.
Yes, it will, dude. I love Duncan's endings on any show I've ever done with him because he always has this like South Park. What is it, Kyle on South Park? At the end, he always kind of tells like the lesson of like,
Yeah.
the episode.
Yeah. The lesson
And
we
it's
learned
just
today is to
Duncan does,
just
like,
love
this
each
lesson.
other. Love each other.
But from a
And
distance.
for my co-hosts, for Eric and for G Daddy, Garrett Davidson, I love both of you with all my heart, and I'm happy we could do this. I'm happy you're here, and let's
Yeah, bro.
let's
It's
just
okay.
let's just make sure we make it through this quarantine, huh?
Absolutely.
We're
Down.
definitely gonna try.
All right, boys.
All right.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much for checking out this edition of Too Much to Say. Be sure to subscribe to us on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify,
Stitcher
Stitcher
Spotify.
Radio, or if you're watching the video version, be sure to subscribe to us on the Heroshot Media YouTube channel. That way you stay up to
And
date
ring
with
that
all the
bell.
cool. Ring that bell. Smash that like button if you so choose. We certainly
Man,
would
like Hulk.
appreciate it. Exactly. All right, fellas. Thanks so much for including me in this. Yeah.
Cool. See you later.
All right.
All right, bye.